Okay, so I accidentally let the screen go dark, and apparently it stops recording when the screen goes to sleep. And I definitely thought that I had lost this, like the last 40 minutes of recording, and I was about to cry. And I don't know if I like y'all enough to do it again. So you're just gonna, like, I don't know, watch movies for the rest of your life. But fortunately it didn't, so we're just gonna carry on. All right, so it says graph triangle ABC with A at 1, 3, B at 5, 2, and C at 2, 1. So connect the points to make your triangle. And its image after reflection in the line y equals 3. So I'm just gonna, y equals 3. That means y equals 0x plus 3. So that is a horizontal line. No, a horizontal line through 3. Okay? So when I'm reflecting across this, there are no rules for reflecting across vertical and horizontal lines other than the axes. So I'm just counting the points. So point A is on the line of reflection. So when I, 0 units away, so A prime is 0 units away. They're just on top of each other. B is 1 unit away from the line of reflection. So I'm going to go 1 unit on the other side. And that's going to be B prime. C is 1, 2 units away from the line of reflection. So I'm going to go 1, 2 units on the other side. And that is C prime. So when I connect those points, A prime, B prime, C prime, boom, that line has been, or the triangle has been reflected across the blue line, and ta-da, there you go. All right, so flip on over to the last page. This one goes actually pretty fast. If you're feeling tired, just remember I'm doing all of these lessons in a row, and I ran out of water in the first one. All right, so composition. Do you guys remember from yesterday, a composition is a combination of 2 or more transformations to produce a single transformation. So yesterday, all we had done is translation. So we looked at translating once, translating twice. Today we are looking at glide reflections. So to glide means to slide something around. Reflection means to reflect. So it is to slide things around. That's called a translation. So it is a translation followed by a reflection. A translation followed by a reflection. Okay? So if you look, again, I know it's probably really hard to see on your paper, but we start with triangle ABC. Triangle ABC here. Then we translate it to the left. Oops, that's not what I was trying to do. I was trying to do this. Translate it to the left. And then reflect it across the x-axis. So boom, you have glided and then reflected. That is a glide reflection. So when you are doing compositions, they will always give you a list of transformations to perform. All you're going to do is do them in order. You're going to do each transformation to the new image, not the original pre-image. So notice you slid this triangle over and then you reflected the A prime, B prime, C prime. You didn't go back and reflect the original. Okay? So Do each transformation to the new image, not the original pre-image. So let's look at this example together. It says to graph triangle PLF with P at 3, 2, L at 6, 3, and F at 7, 1. You like how I made the graph bigger? F at 7, 1. Connect your points. So you got triangle PLF. So the first transformation is a translation. XY maps to X, Y minus 6. Okay, remember this is X plus A, Y plus B, where X is your horizontal, B is your vertical. So if nothing's being added to X, it means you're not moving left or right, you're just moving down 6. So I'm going to take each point and go down 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's going to be P prime. Okay. Then I'm going to take L, go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'll be L prime. I should put that. And then I do the same thing for F. I go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then that will be F prime. Okay, connect them. Get P prime, L prime, F prime. Okay. Then it says our next transformation is a reflection in the line x equals 1. Okay? So x equals 1 is a vertical line. Actually, that'll work. A vertical line through 1. Okay? All right. So when I reflect across, I'm reflecting P prime, L prime, F prime, not the original triangle. Brown. I don't think I've ever used brown before. All right. So when I reflect P, that's 1, 2 units to the line. So I'm going to go 1, 2 units on the other side. And since it was P prime that I moved, now this is P double prime, P prime prime. Yeah. Do the same thing for L. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units to the line. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units on the other side. And that is L prime prime, L double prime. And then the same thing for F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units from the line. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units on the other side. Oops. And that will be F double prime. Connect your points. All right. And the triangle P double prime, L double prime, F double prime is your final triangle. Still publishing to YouTube, and it has 4 minutes or 4 hours now. It went, sweet Jesus, it went from 2 hours and 45 minutes to 4 hours and 20 minutes after I canceled it. Okay. Canceling it again. Okay. So that's how you do compositions of or glide reflections. Translate, then reflect. All right, flip on over to the last page. So the line of reflection is when you can flip it across. Okay, you flip it, the whole thing across. The line of symmetry is where can you fold the paper in half, or the figure in half. So if you take it this heart, if I fold it down this dotted line here, this dotted line, it's gonna line up perfectly on top of each other. If I were to try to fold it in half this way, you would end up with lumps on top of points, and it's not the same picture at all. But if I fold it vertically here, I will end up with the exact same, figure, right? The rectangle has two lines of symmetry. I could fold it in half this way, vertically, or I could fold it in half horizontally. And no matter which way I fold it, it's going to be the same, like it's going to lay on top of each other perfectly. So I want you guys to take a moment and look at these four figures: the hexagon, the smiley face, wow, and boo-hooed. And notice, how many lines of reflection can you find for each picture? How many lines, and what are they? So draw them on your figures. Okay. Oh, that was for my highlighter. Dang it, that wasn't the pencil. Oh, there it was. Here it is. Okay. So for the hexagon, let's look at this. I've got 1 from corner to corner, 2 from corner to corner, 3 from corner to corner. Oops, can do better on that. Could also do better on that, but it's good enough. 4 middle to middle. That's not middle. Middle to middle, there we go. 5 middle to middle. And 6 middle to middle. So this hexagon has 6 lines of symmetry. That's a lot of lines of symmetry. I could fold it in half 6 different ways and it would all lie on top of each other. For the smiley face, obviously I have to use yellow because, it's a smiley face. So the temptation is to say, well, it's a circle. And how many lines of symmetry does a circle have? Well, infinitely many, right? I could cut it in half any which way, which I'm clearly doing quite well. But this is not just a simple circle. It is a smiley face. If I fold it in half this way, I'm going to have eyes on top of my mouth, and that is not symmetrical. But if I fold it in half this way, then I will have an eye on an eye and a mouth on a mouth. So the smiley face has 1 line of symmetry. If we were just looking at the general shape of a circle, though, it would be infinitely many. Okay, and then wow, can fold the word wow in half just this way. You can't fold it this way. Folks always want to try to fold it, but then you're going to have pointies here and pointies there and pointies everywhere. So wow has 1 vertical line of symmetry, whereas boo-hooed has 1 horizontal line of symmetry. Okay, so each of those, other than the hexagon, all have 1 line of symmetry. All right, so gonna give you guys a second while I go grab your homework and see what we need to go over on the homework. Okay, so on your homework, I meant to cross out a couple before I gave this out to you. So on the 4.2 practice A, cross out numbers 11, or excuse me, number 10 and 11. Cross out number 10 and number 11. I meant to cross that out before I made the copies and I forgot. So don't do those. So on numbers 1 through 3, you are going to need graph paper. There's some on the back bookshelf next to the water jug. I think it's in the bottom tray of that thing. So if you need graph paper, feel free to graph some. But graph triangles ABC and its image after reflection in the given line. For the x-axis and the y-axis, I don't care if you count or if you use the rule. Numbers 4 and 5 is essentially the same thing. It's just you don't have to graph it. It's already graphed for you, and then you're just going to graph the new image. 6 and 7. Same thing, you're going to have to graph it, and then it's a glide reflection. So translate and then reflect. 8 and 9 is finding the number of lines of symmetry. So go ahead and draw them on the paper. 10 and 11, cross them out. Don't do them. If you text me that you don't know how to do numbers 10 and 11, children. And then number 12 is critical thinking. You guys can do that. And then on the back, it has a back. Don't forget it has a back. So on the back, it's just reflecting across the different lines. So it gives you 6 shapes, reflect them across the lines that are given. Again, I'm going to have you guys turn your homework in tomorrow. So make sure right now, before you even start it, make sure your name is on the top. Put your name on the top. Put your first name and your last name, because I have more than one people with the same last names in some of my classes. So put your name on it. Tomorrow when you come in, you're going to tear this page off your notes and turn it in before you leave. All right. Have a good day, my friends. I'm probably having a blast in Alaska, although I'm probably pretty cold. And I will see you guys on Monday.